All right, time for my Death of 1,000 Stings Eldar list. So it's 7th edition. There's a lot of caterwauling, as usual, and I'm fine with that. But with me, I just look at it and go, yes, yes, I finally got everything I wanted. This is, I never thought this day would come when it would be like, hey, just bring what you're going to bring. It's awesome. But the thing is, well, for those of you just catching up, you can play two types of lists now in 7th edition. You can play Unbound, which is basically bring anything. I think you have to still stay within your army list. I don't know. And then you can play Battle Forged, and Battle Forged is Force Org, but you can take any number of detachments. And that's the thing I'm about to use. And with that, you get to re-roll your Warlord traits, and Warlord traits are better now. They really firmed them up. And you also, your guys are super scoring. I believe the special rule is called Objective Secured, which means anything scores now, with a few exceptions. But if a troop's choice that has Objective Secured, or as I call it, is super scoring, they will override that other unit. So, awesome! I'm loving this game. I loved my first game. It's sort of rekindled that magic where I was like, looking at my army list. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So here's something I thought that'd be fun that very challenging to play against, and would be fun to play. Here's how it works. And there is some spam here. Maybe I'll, work it out a little bit. Okay, so here we go. We got an Autarch. And he has a fusion gun, so that's like a Melta gun, AP1, Strength 8, Melta, 12-inch range. And I'm thinking of giving him a lance. Now an Autarch also has haywire grenades, and he has a power that lets you get -1 or +1 to reserves. That's important later. I think it's called Path of Strategy, something like that. So here, this is my Autarch. Oh, and he's also on a Jetbike. Because in my game against Rich, I noticed my Jetbikes were the champs. And the units of Wraithguard, although awesome against a lot of different opponents, they're a little weaker because now you have to resolve each flamer hit individually. So you can't be like, hit 6, hit 6, 6, I get 30. I would regularly get 25 to 40 hits on a unit with those and it would just obliterate the entire unit. But now that is a little more realistic. It's kind of like, they spread their flamers out and try and blow everybody up, but it's very limited. So jury's still out on that. But in the meantime, I'm doing this. So now you've got a Farseer. So now a Farseer is a level 3 Psyker. So that gives me 3 dice per Farseer. And of course, they're on a bike. Okay, and what items does he have? I don't know, I might add something. But if you add these up, this guy's like 105, and this guy's like 120, something like that. I can't remember exactly. All told, I'm going to say it's about maybe $900. It's about 900 points. Okay, and by the way, BTP has awesome conversions for Farseers and Autarchs on Jetbikes. Here's how you do it. Let's see if I remember this. Okay, you need a High Elf Shadow Warrior. Those come in boxes of 10 now. And so you do the Shadow Warrior. You do his head. They have like these cone shapes. All right, my batteries ran out. All right, let's make sure this is right. There we go. Alrighty then. Okay, so anyway, the Shadow Warrior body goes on top, and then so that makes a little Farseer or Warlock or whatever you want to do. The cloak can go off the back, takes a little finagling. I think you have to cut the back of the seat down. Or you can just do like a plasticard, melted plasticard thing. That's where you take plasticard. Well, I can't advise you in the use of open flame, so figure it out yourself. Let's see here. Yeah, so there's your Farseer on Jetbike. So cool conversion. Alright, so anyway, the rest of the army is 12 units of 3 bikes each. That's 36 Jetbikes. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to at least give this a try. And because I'm gonna hurt Rich. I'm gonna hurt him bad. But the new org book is likely to be out before we play our next game, so I don't even know what I'm gonna be up against. But this army sounds like a lot of fun to play. Tons of flexibility. Any unit in this entire army can get anywhere else on the board. It comes out to, I do believe, about 1,700 points. Like I said, 900 for this, about 800 for your jet bikes. In fact, what's the math on that? Oh boy, I'm about to embarrass myself with my horrible math skills. 36 times 17. No, can't do it. All right, anyway. Yeah, well, actually, it's something like 61 times 12. So you've got, yeah, about 732 points. So anyway, yeah, so this is actually pretty cheap for all these jet bikes. It ain't cheap with money, though. It's like $15 a jet bike, so you're looking at about 500 and some odd dollars with a discount, probably under 500. By the way, if you're from Australia, you definitely need to be using BTP services because it's just, for us to actually assemble and paint it, it's apparently it's not even that much more than what you pay retail in Australia. So, folks, this is an example of how much fun I'm having with this. I was like, God, what can I do? What would be insane? You know, well, can't complain about this. You got tons of troops choices, 36 jet bikes with 8 heroes. That's not too unbalanced. But you've got the Autark has, with the fusion gun and the haywire grenades, can definitely take vehicles on. And, and if I read it right, you can actually, in fact, I want to go get the rule book right now. All right, so let's go ahead and look up jet bikes. Here we go. They're actually at the beginning of the unit types thing. Near the beginning, I guess, like infantry and then bikes. Okay, so let me just read this verbatim. So, in addition to following all the rules for jet bikes, if an Eldar jet bike elects to turbo boost in the shooting phase, it can move up to 36 inches. So there's that. If they do not turbo boost, Eldar jet bikes may move up to 2d6 in the assault phase, even if they have shot in the preceding shooting phase, or arrived by deep strike that turn. When Eldar jet bikes move in the assault phase and do not charge, they treat difficult terrain in the same way as they do in the movement phase. Then difficult terrain is, jet bikes are not slowed down by difficult terrain, but even when charging, however, bikes treat all difficult terrain as dangerous terrain instead. So if I'm reading this right, here's how this works. Like, can I get rid of this? I think I can. So, oh, by the way, Lance makes him strength 6, which means you can potentially peel that last hull point on lighter vehicles. Of course, I'm thinking of just about the orcs at this point. That fusion gun and the haywire grenades, boy, if the fusion gun didn't do it, that 2 Autarks on one vehicle, say goodbye to that Land Raider. Jeez. So, what I think is it works a little something like this. And as far as I can tell, they don't get a 3d6-inch charge movement. Ground, 12 inches in the movement phase, not slowed down, all back moves, shooting, special rules. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So here's my Autark on jet bike. I'll make a little boat-shaped thing for him. Oh, that's terrible. So here's my vehicle. So he charges in. He moves within 6 inches. Okay. So that's like maybe even closer. Why not? And then you get the fusion gun shot, which is strength 8 plus 2d6. 2d6, little dyslexia there. And 8 plus 2d6, and it's AP1, so it's plus 2 to the thing. So on a 5-up, you're getting explodes. And so you, and then you can charge in, and that's however many inches, and then you use your haywire on it. So haywire is like this. 2 through 5 is a glance, and a 6 is a pen. Okay, and now if I'm reading that right, I can then, if I blow it up, you can consolidate 3 inches. Is that, I don't know if in the current one that's true, but I do believe you can still do your 2D 6-inch move. After, if I'm reading this right, Jetbikes, if they kill something, can do 2D 6 inches in their assault phase. Ah, tell me I'm wrong. I'd love to know it. So anyway, so that's my Jetbike army, which is 36 plus 8, 44 Jetbikes. And that's 1,700. What am I going to do with those extra points? Maybe add in a, and by the way, I think if I look to the web store, I might just have that many Jetbikes. I want to at least try this at one time. And that's what you're going to have. You have a lot of people just trying something one time. Well, hold on. 6. Oh, yeah. No, I actually can't do this army list. And here's why. Because I only have 12 troops choices, and I would need 16 for my 8. Oh, no. Each detachment can have 2 heroes. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. Yep, that's right. It's only minimum that. Yep, so I could actually have more heroes. Thought of throwing a Crimson Hunter in there, just to be a real maneuverability pain, and that actually does fit. Other shenanigans that you can do with this is you can give one of the Autarchs with the Mantle of the Laughing God, and then one of the Farseers is bound to have Fortune, so you get that rerollable 2-up, but I'm probably not going to do that. It depends. It depends. And then get that guy in the front, because these guys can leave. You got to read up on the rules for independent characters leaving units or joining units, because they can only do it in the movement phase. Now, if they could do it in the shooting phase or in the assault phase, that would be amazing, because that 2D 6-inch move, they could just zip back in and get into a unit of models. Just ridiculous. Oh, also, might add that every single one of those heroes has a 4-up invulnerable save, so awesome. I can't wait to try this army. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to run 4 Farseers on Jetbikes, each with 4 powers. That's just ridiculous. Because like the 4 of them working in tandem could Psychic Shriek a unit just straight off the board. I mean, it's insane. But there's a new dawn of horribleness for this game. It's going to be a lot of fun, because what's going to happen is the gravitic pull of this game just got stronger. So people that are already outside of escape velocity, they're going to fly off, and that's great. We welcome you to the other games! In fact, and then other people are going to be drawn in even more. They're going to get more models painted up. They're going to have new ideas. They're going to rework their army lists. Oh, I can't wait to see the absolute insanity of it all. It's going to be great. So the other thing is, tonight, Tuesday, if you're local, come down to BTP. Tuesday night is alternative game night. That means non-GW. Why am I advertising this on a thing where I talk to about 40K? But it's non-GW game night or alternative game night. And we do have specials on our web store tonight, but that's only if you actually come down physically to Blue Table Painting Studios. So, folks, thanks for tuning in, and I'm thrilled to have you along for the ride.